Hi everyone, I'm back. So what we're going to do now is do the plan from sketch for plan B. So go back into your model space and we're going to do this off to the side. So again, we have another floor plan that's equally as large as this one, maybe a bit larger. And we are going to use a lot of construction lines for this one. So this will give you a lot of really great practice using construction lines. So in the previous video, when I was explaining Plan A, we had created a new layer called CONST construct, which was short for construction line. And we had turned that off. So let's turn it back on, and you can see the construction lines are still there from our previous Plan A. We're going to just push that off to the side and draw over in this area here for our Plan B. And again, we want to switch to the construction layer, and we're going to start with a whole bunch of construction lines, and then you'll see how quickly and easily you can draw that plan. So underneath the draw ribbon, you'll find the construction line tool or command, which is right here. And we want to do some horizontal and vertical lines based on our plan. So let me go grab it real quick and show you. This is what we're working with. It's a very rectangular plan with a little bit of a radius corner here. And so if we put construction lines where we know we have major walls, so the top, this line, and the bottom, and then the right side here, the middle, and the left side, if we put construction lines there, we can even put them for the interior walls, and it makes it so much easier to draw this plan. So the first one I'm going to do is the very bottom. Again, we want a horizontal line, and I can place that anywhere I want. If I wanted to kind of line it up with the other plan that I have, I could use my polar tracking and just kind of set it there. And then if I go back to the construction line, I can do some offsetting. So if I click on offset, I know that if I'm going upwards, I have a 7-foot space between the bottom wall and the next wall. So I can type in 7 feet for my offset, select my construction line, drag up, and it'll click and place that 7 foot away. The next line I know is the top of the plan, which is 24 foot 9 away from this bottom line. So I can repeat that offset again and type in 24 foot 9 inches, select that bottom construction line, drag up and click, and it's going to place the top part of my plan now. It's going to hit this construction line. Then let's put some vertical lines in. So construction line again, click on vertical, and we can set this one, let's set it off to the right, and we're going to offset to the left this time. Enter, and again, construction, this time we're going to offset, and our distance away from this far end wall is going to be 11 foot 10 inches. Select the construction line, drag inward, and click. So there is our first part of the plan. It's going to be here. Then we go up 7 feet, and then we go over, and we know that that is set 20 feet away from this right-hand line. So again, draw, construction, offset, 20 feet, select this outer line, drag it inward, and click. So now we're starting to see the outer edges of, based on our construction line, where our lines are going to be for our plan. I'm going to switch to the wall layer and start drawing my walls. Line command. Pardon me. I know that this is my bottom right-hand corner of my wall. I have my snap set, and I'm going to snap to all of these intersections. And I could close, or I could snap down to that that bottom where I started. Enter. Let's turn off our construction lines so we can see better. So now I have the outline that quickly. We're going to do an offset now to create the outer walls, and the offset is going to be 5 inches. So click on the offset command, type in your through distance of 5 inches, and then we're going to go around the plan, selecting the walls, dragging to the inside, because we drew all of the outside walls, offsetting to the inside for each of the walls, and enter. Next, just as our previous plan, we're going to do the fillet command. Fillet with a radius of 0. And we're going to go around the plan, selecting each corner, enter, start your fillet again. I have my right-click optimization, so if I right-click, it's enter, and it repeats my command. Enter, fillet, and then enter to finish that command. So now I have the outer walls complete. Now this upper wall has, and let's look at our plan one more time, has a 4-foot radius, and so I can go ahead and fillet that one with a 4-foot radius. Fillet, radius, 4 feet. And I'm just going to do this outer one here. Okay. And then I'm going to offset this, because if I do another 4-foot radius, I'm not sure that it's going to be correct. So offset, 5 inches. Okay, and you can see that it lined up perfectly with my other walls, and now I can trim. Trim. Trim that away. So now I have my perfectly formed corner wall with a radius of 4 feet. We can turn our construction lines back on. And now we're going to try to figure out where those interior walls are supposed to be. Okay, so based on our plan, let me pull this back over here. We know that we have this interior wall 12'4" from the inside to inside. And then we have this one is 9'6" from inside to inside. Another thing we can note while we're looking at this is that every doorway is typically going to be 6 inches away from the wall that it is adjacent to. So we'll keep that in mind while we're doing this. Next, we're going to create some more construction lines. And so I want to create a construction line from this inside wall over 9'6" and from this inside wall upwards 12'4". That would require us to first create a couple of more horizontal and vertical construction lines. So this vertical construction line, oops, sorry, let me switch back to the construction line layer and then go back to construction, vertical, and I want to line it up with this wall. And then I'm going to create another construction line, this time horizontal, and I'm going to line it up with this interior wall here. Now I can offset those lines to find the interior walls. So again, construction line, offset, and first I'm going to offset this one. From here, 9'6". Side to offset and click. So this is where my interior wall goes. And then we'll repeat that, offset. And instead of 9'6", we put in 12'4". Line to offset and distance. So that's going to be our other interior wall. So now we can start to go back to the wall layer and start to finish up where those interior walls are. And this one can go from here to here and up. And again, I'm snapping And then this one starts here, goes to here, and now we can offset 5 inches. This one we offset upwards, this one we offset inwards, and this one we offset down. Best thing to do now is to turn off your construction line so that you can see what your plan is looking like, and then use the fillet command and trim to clean up these walls. Fillet. And we want to make sure that our radius is back to 0. And then we're going to trim. Trim. And here we can do some, some global selections, and then start to trim away where we don't want lines to show. We want all of our walls to be connected. And we can do the same thing here, trim. Choose these two as cutting, and this one cut away. Trim. Crossing box. And we do it all those different kinds of ways. Select and enter. So now we have all of the walls that we need for the inside, but what we don't have are all of the cutouts for our doors. So you can use your construction lines, or you could use the wall lines, offset those, extend and trim, and do several things. So let's continue to practice with our construction lines. I'm going to turn them back on. And I already have this construction line in place, so I'm going to select the offset command. And we want to offset 6 inches because that is the distance the doorway is from the wall. So offset this 6 inches, and then we can offset it again 3 feet. So that's going to be our doorway. We can use the trim command. You can trim away construction lines so they aren't permanent. They can be trimmed just like anything else. And now that we have our doorway, we want to change these layers to wall layer. So there's always a whole bunch of different ways to do what we're trying to do. Sorry, that's going to come up because I have more than one line there. So now we have our door opening here, and it's 3 feet wide. And then we need to add 2 more door openings, one on either side of this wall. And so another thing we could do is copy. So I could copy this construction line and copy it to there. So now I have, oh, I just missed. Let's move it. I want it to be right on that corner. So now that I have that construction line, I can offset it. And my distance is going to be first 6 inches. So I want to offset it in this direction, 6 inches, and then I can offset this other one 6 inches in the other direction. So those are going to be where my doors start. Repeat the offset command, and this time I want to offset 3 feet. I'm going to offset this one 3 feet up, and this one 3 feet down. So all of our doors are going to be typical. Then I can go back and trim. So I'm going to just select all of this stuff and start trimming away where I want my doorway to be. Because I did a global selection of everything, it's letting me trim everything. And then all I need to do is take wherever I had a construction line and move that back onto the wall layer. The dialog box is going to keep coming up. So construction lines, and switch those to wall. Enter. So now I have all of my cutouts for my doorways. I can turn off my construction lines And my plan is basically complete as far as the sketch that I started with goes. So I would like to take this opportunity to show you something else that's pretty exciting that AutoCAD has to offer, and it's called dynamic blocks. And so what we can do now is we can add doors and we can add some windows to this plan using dynamic blocks, and it works very quickly. So what we want to do first is go into the Design Center. So type in DC in your command line. Your Design Center will come up. And remember, we were looking in the folders list, and as we paged down, let me open this up a bit more. We started out under Autodesk, AutoCAD 2019. We were looking for sample, and then we were looking for ENUS. Under ENUS, you have the regular Design Center, which we've been using already, and then you have something called Dynamic Blocks. So this is what I want you to take a look at. Double click into Dynamic Blocks, and we want to look at Architectural Imperial. That'll be our file. And then we want to go into the blocks area inside here. So in the blocks, we have some doors. We have elevations of doors. So we want the plan view of the doors. We also have plan view of windows. There's also some other fun stuff that I'll show you if we have time. Vehicles, trees, and even toilets, and some other lighting fixtures. So let's drag the door, Imperial door, into our plan. And what I really need to do is switch to the correct layer. So if you haven't done it already, go ahead and switch to the door layer, bring in the door so that it's on the door layer. Let's erase this one. And then I'm going to switch to the window layer and bring in the window, so that comes in on the window layer. And then just for fun, I'll show you how the toilet works. I don't think I have a fixture layer, so we'll just put that under object line. I just want to show you how that works. Also the tree and the vehicle. We aren't going to really use these, but I just want to show you how it works. Okay, then we can close up this dialog box. So as for the doors, the best thing about the doors is that they are easily adjusted. So if we select the door, we can grab the insertion point there. Let's just place the door. It wants to flip around on me, but that's okay. We'll place it right here. We can switch the direction, flip it around a bunch of different ways. So I'm going to use the rotate tool at the moment to get it in the right place first of all. So we're going to select the door, rotate, pick this point here, and I want to rotate it around so that it opens inward, and click. The next thing we can do is grab these little grips and drag it out until it fits into the doorway. So now we've adjusted our door. It's a 3-foot door with a 5-inch thickness, which is perfect. If you had a thicker wall, you could select this dynamic door and drag it up or down to fit either a 4-inch, 5-inch, or 6-inch wall. You can also change how much it's open. So right now it's kind of halfway closed. If I click this down arrow option here, I could open it to 90 degrees. I could open it to 60 degrees. So these dynamic blocks are really great because they're easy to place into your plan and adjust quickly. I can also copy this. So select, copy, and I want to move this, one of them here. And then let's rotate this one around. So select it, rotate, choose this as my rotation point. And then we always want to move the door so that this part of the door is actually inside the wall. And it already fits because I adjusted it already. Now we can mirror it. So that's kind of fun. So mirror, because we know we have the same distance between these doors. Mirror, select the object, enter. And our mirror line is actually between these 2 points. So if we do M2P, and then select these 2 points, it should give us our mirror line, and we want to turn on F8 so that we have our ortho on, and click. We do not want to delete the source, and so now we have our doors put in. Okay, next let's look at the window dynamic block. You select it, you can see that it has a wall width of 4 inches and it's 3 foot long. So we can again adjust this because we have 5-inch walls depth. And we can also change this to be all the way up to 5 feet and all the way down to 1 foot. So I'm going to leave it at 3 feet for now. And then you can also flip the direction. So now that we have it adjusted, let's move this window into our plan, ortho off so that it finds the wall, and we'll snap it to the midpoint and then we'll move it. So we don't want it to be encroaching on this wall. Move, select, and drag until we have it. Let's put ortho back on so we have it kind of next to our door there. We can copy this elsewhere in the plan. Copy, select, and pick a point, drag it over. Let's put it right here. We can rotate, copy and rotate. We can add as many windows as we like. So let's add a window down here. Copy. Select this one. That'll be our copy point. Bring it down to the midpoint here. Whoops. Let me erase that one. And then let's flip it and stretch it so that it's a bit bigger. And so now we have windows and doors. Okay, and we have to put a window in this room. So again, let's do a copy. We'll select this window. And we could actually select this inside point as our move copy base point, and then go down here, select this one, and it'll place that window in exactly the same location in this room. So there we have it. We have our plan kind of ready to print, but I wanted to show you a little bit more about these dynamic blocks. So let's look at the toilet block and click the down arrow. And notice that you can change what this looks like. So right now we're looking at an elevation view. If I change it to plan view, now we have the plan view of a toilet. The other option is an elongated side view, a round plan view. So you have all kinds of options with this toilet to place into your plans. They even have these funny pull chain kind of toilets from long, long ago, which is hilarious. So let's do the elongated plan view, and let's say we wanted to make this our bathroom. We could place it against the wall and start to put other blocks into our bathroom, but at least we have the toilet. Probably wouldn't have put it right in front of the door if I were really designing this, but I just wanted to give you the idea of what that does. And then the tree is kind of fun. If you select the down arrow there, you can get a shrub, you can get an elevation view of a deciduous tree, so all kinds of things that you can add into your plans. Evergreen. So if you're doing elevations or plans, you can switch it around depending on what you're looking for. So evergreen plan view. And then the car does the same thing. It has a couple of different options. You can have a sports car, you can have a top view, you could get a truck, side view. So that's what dynamic blocks are. There aren't a whole lot of them, installed in AutoCAD, but it is kind of fun to play with those. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these, or erase my toilet, and we're going to go into Layout 2 and get this finished up. So again, you're going to adjust your name, your project title, and this is going to be, let's do text edit. This is going to be Plan B this time. You're going to add a viewport. So go to View. Sorry, wrong view. Go to View, Viewport, one viewport, and you're going to go from the top corner to the bottom corner of your view space. Notice both plans are going to show now. So we want to click inside, center this plan, zoom in a bit, and then change your scale to 1/4 inch equals 1 foot. Get it to fit inside here. Lock your viewport, click outside, and now you can easily go to File, Plot, continue to plot a single sheet. Make sure you choose your 8x11 paper space plot that you've already created. Preview. There's your plan, ready to go. Of course, you're going to change your name and your title. Click Print, save it as a PDF, and you're going to turn that in on Canvas. Hope that helps. Have a great afternoon. Bye.